Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks. I think this is like part 4, but it's been a couple of weeks. A viewer, when I made one of them, a viewer kind of turned me on to doing this, completely different. So I thought I'd just start from scratch because it's been a number of weeks since I did it. I drew something like that, and I found it easier just to take a ellipse and then take a 3-sided polygon instead of using the 2 circles that I did in the very first one. And I'm going to go ahead and hit P and put it in the center of the page because I want it in the center. So I'm going to zoom in here, and then I'm going to take this triangle and hold down the control button and just move it up anywhere in there. It is a polygon type shape, so when you do it, it will react the same. Now, I don't really particularly like it that square, but if you turn it into a curve and do a little work on it, it'll do the opposite. So I find just to forget about that, and let's nudge that over. Well, let's get it off the page. And we want it to be half that, so I'm going to draw a 2-point line and put it right here in the middle. Whoop. I got to go all the way up. And I want it, and see that by doing that, I wasn't symmetrical. So let's just maybe even start over and draw a triangle. And now let's put it on that line. So let's just move it right there. And now let's convert this thing to let's just cut half of it out. I'm going to take my vertical segment delete key and cut that. And then I can take these nodes here and right click and turn them into a curve. And then you can see I can put a little sweep on it and make it whatever I want to with it, pretty even. And by doing that, now I can Control D and make a duplicate, holding down the Control key, and you have a sweeping triangle. Now I'm going to smart fill that just so I know it's complete. And I'm going to hit B, put it in the center page. Then I'm going to left click, right click, and do the same thing. Just hold down the control button so it's perpendicular. It's kind of funny. I did this, and then I had 2 people comment and give me some hints and some shapes. So we got that shape now. I'd go ahead and smart fill it, and that way it's all sealed up in one piece. As you can see, this is 2 pieces. Now hit P, put that in the center page. Left click, right click, Control D to make a duplicate. Hold down the Shift key so it'll grow evenly and get it pretty small. Select them all and hit B. Now I'm going to take a 2-point line. And if I just start right there and go straight up, holding down the control button, but then click on it and change the rotation to that. Well, I'm having a little trouble. And then rotate that 40. Well, that didn't particularly work. You know what? It's just easier what I did before. Hold down the control button, make a perfect line, hit P, and then delete that bottom of that line. Then when you click on it, your new rotation can be right there. Rotate it 45 degrees. Control D and rotate it a negative 45 degrees, because if you mirror it just doesn't work. And you get that right there. Now we want that shape. We want these lines, so I'm going to Control Shift or Shift select both of them and make a group them together, and then I'm going to move it out of the way. Then I can take these 2, go up to Effects, and blend, and I'm going to blend them like 8 times. And now what I can do is take my Smart Fill tool and start on the outside so you'll know you'll have enough. Now I'm really going to move these out of the way because I don't want the lines, you know, even if you tell it no lines, there's going to be lines there. So let's group this together and nudge it back. And then we can nudge our lines back. Well, I missed a step. I got ahead of myself. Let's back up here. I needed those lines to, well, I could still grab these two and blend them. Now I'm going to take this is what I wanted to do. And I really wish I would have selected all of it together. And then that way I could just move that out of the way. And I'm going to grab all this and hit delete. Hit this. Well, I don't want to keep that. Control G to group it and move it back. Now Control D. Now in the previous videos, I rotated it 90 degrees. And it fit like that. Well, the viewer or subscriber rotated his 45 degrees. And then Control D, Control D. So you get a really total different webbing look. I can delete those lines now. I think we need to either group them together or weld them together. I'm going to hit P, put it in the center of the page. I'm actually going to reduce it in size. I'm going to hold down the Shift key. Doesn't really matter what size. And then we're going to use the lens effect with fisheye. So I'm going to grab a line and I'm going to hit P and hold down the Shift, make it a little bit bigger. You've got it selected. It has to be selected and go to Effects and Lens. And we can do this like 3 different ways. Grab the fisheye tool and you get that right there and say frozen and then take away the outline. That looks pretty cool. We could do it that way. We could, you could actually draw a square and hit P and do the fisheye lens effect. I don't really think it really matters. I think that's about the same. But what I was saying you could do, so let's freeze that and move that out of the way. So those are, well, they're different. They have I'm glad I did that make a box. And then the other thing you can do is draw your ellipse, use your fisheye and say frozen and take away that red outline. And now look at it. So there's these 3 examples. You've got some that are outside, some that are a ball, and some that are a square. Anyway, I think that viewer subscriber, I'm just getting around to make the video for to share that, but that's pretty cool. Hope that helped. Thank you for watching.